started physiotherapy. To do that I had to catch the 7:15 train into Dunedin in the morning. I was never late for lectures because my train got me there early. And even on a Saturday morning I was up there by 7:45 waiting for somebody to open the door for me. So I was always punctual. And through my training I continued to be a rather nervous girl. Miss Service told me at the end of my first 6 months that I was more scared of exams than they were scared of me, and they coped okay, but I just always thought I was not good enough. So, but I did quite well actually. That was the way things turned out. Well, we used to have physiology first thing in the morning at 8 o'clock. It was always rather dry and boring, but I loved the anatomy. And later on, when I went back to physiology and pathology, I thought, oh, I wish that I had something I could have applied this to when I was doing my basic training. And I think now that the problem solving would have helped that a lot, because, you know, when you learn about repair of bone and tissue, soft tissue, and you can't link it up with anything, but when you've treated people and you've seen these things occur and then go back and read it all meant so much more. And I just feel that, yes, it would have been a better way to go. That was my own thoughts on that subject. Electrotherapy construction. Miss Gotts wrote a book on electrotherapy construction, and we had to learn all the construction of our machines and the wiring and circuitry. It was shocking, absolutely boring, and we could never understand the shortwave machine until Marge Ashworth, when Miss Gotts would go out of the room and would say, Marge, can you explain the shortwave to us, the shortwave machine? And she'd go down the front and go through it with us. And, we see the light. So that was the subject that Miss Gotts took us for. So she may have been a very bright woman, but I don't think that she taught me much electrotherapy. Marge Ashworth, who's a very close friend, taught me far more. If you hadn't done physics and so forth at school, it was hard. We were doing that even before we started our physics training, and then we had to go along to university to Ag Blackie, who was our physics lecturer, and she'd been at Otago University for years and years. And she made it very interesting, and it was good. But I was horrified at the thought of having to pass physics and apply it to my electrotherapy. So I learned it all off pat, used my memory and got through. Love pathology, yes, I enjoyed that. And all the practical things I enjoyed very much. Just loved it. We used to have Miss Hislop for that. We used to call her the Admiral. She also taught us massage. And I think we were privileged to have had her. Nobody else could have drummed it in the way she did. We had to wear these little short black or navy gym tunics, gym frocks, that had to be 4 inches above the knee. When we were kneeling, they were measured. Black pants and long black woolly stockings. And we were expected to do things like single knee bending and stretching and not have any gaps. You know, she'd stalk up and down the aisle, smiles, you know, just trying to pull our pants down to cover up our stocking. Some of the positions we got into were just incredible. But we learned our basic anatomy very well that way. And when I was a tutor later on, I didn't think our students had that same grounded knowledge. I couldn't imagine using any of the exercises as such, but as a means of teaching our anatomy. And applied anatomy. It was good. We had Hizzy for massage as well. She used to stalk up and down. We had nail inspection every morning, and she used to stalk up and down between all these plinths, observing what we were doing. And we started off and we had these little salt cellars with French chalk in, or talcum powder, that we sprinkled liberally over the limbs, and because we were so nervous our hands got sweaty and everything stuck. And she would come along with her dry hands and massage. I used to think, how does she do it? Well, I found that when I got to her age I was able to do it too. But she would say, oh, if you're able to do clapping or hacking, 10 years down the track, yes, you'd be reasonable. We used to practice for hours, resting our elbows on a pillow and hacking away. But again, later on, I remember marking our students for massage, and I felt the standard had dropped incredibly. And something that I've always regretted is that we no longer do so much massage, because we learn from handling a patient and the massage. You feel so much of what's wrong with a patient, and I think that is often missed these days. My patients tell me that. I think that's sad, that other people have taken over that job from us.